Okay, I've uploaded some documents I've been working on, so for review. So if you look at the forum recently, you'll see 3 documents there, which are going to form the basis of our discussion tonight. And by tomorrow, I'm hoping that by tomorrow I should be able to be done with business case so that we can conclude the first stage of this project and enter the second phase. So did you guys see the document?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Okay. On that regard, start sharing my screen. So the first document is to get a standard project scope to help us understand the in scope and out of scope, know what to cover, not to cover, what not to cover. And here we have the brief overview. And the marketplace, formerly Food Traco, is expanding its operation to include on-demand food delivery, on-demand services delivery, and general pick and drop delivery. In addition to its existing grocery services to support these services and ensure operational efficiency, the implementation of an ITSM is critical. ITSM solution is critical. This project aims to deploy a comprehensive ITSM tool to standardize processes, enhance incident management, and improve customer and internal service experience. The in-scope here is well defined, requirement gathering to understand the specific from stakeholders, and the ITSM tool selection and customization, service catalog. Once you create ITSM tool, you need to create a service catalog within the ITSM tool, incident management framework, self-service portal setup. We have a self-service, you need to, part of the tool, important part of the tool or service solution is to set up a self-service portal where end users or customers can be able to log in and send incidents, and equally have we call it frequently asked question environment where they can read up articles and be able to troubleshoot some of the incidents on their own. And then conduct training for the end users, and then testing, deployment, then performance monitoring and reporting. So that is what is within this service. So once we finish, we need to conduct training and testing and performance monitoring. That's where we need to, because part of this is for you people to work as IT service professionals within this solution, and we monitor it, and that's it. And then out of scope, development of new core business application outside ITSM. Another out of scope is changes to third-party integration beyond ITSM. So new integration outside ITSM and long-term ITSM maintenance post-implementation will, as you will, transition to marketplace. So all these are clearly defined areas we might not venture. So I know that within ITSM, integrating with third parties in a long term can be one of it, but for now, it's out of scope. So the main thing is to implement this solution and use this solution, and we monitor the usage. Okay. The objectives, clearly objectives. The difference between these particular documents and project brief is that this requires approval. So it means that this is exactly what we need to be working on. So, but the project brief does not require any approval. It's just telling you what needs to be done. But this is specific, meaning that this is the first document for you to understand the scope, to make sure there is no scope creep. If you capture this early enough in your project, it will save you the stress of you run into scope creep or ambiguity in requirements. So the objective is to enhance operational efficiency. I'm not going to be reading it one by one because you already have the document. So you read the document within the week, you people can, or individually, you read it up and understand it. So any area you do not understand, then you can call my attention for proper explanation. But I have, because we have three, up to, in the other document, you have it up to 3 documents in one document. So because of that, I have to be fast capturing it at high level. So the objective here is enhance operational efficiency, improve customer and employee experience, ensure service level agreement SLA compliance, and number 4, incident resolution acceleration, that is to reduce incidents resolution time. And that is a core something we have to. This particular is very, very, you must understand this very, very, very well. Incidents, the main thing where if you are improving, you must make sure that the incidents, acceleration, reducing incidents reduction. Yeah, reducing incidents, and this compliance with service level agreement. So all these other ones are just enhanced operation. But what is going to help you to enhance this operation? What is going to help you to improve customer experience? And what is going to is these 2 particular factors. Once there is high level compliance in SLA and then incidents resolution acceleration, this SLA compliance is going to factor this. Once you have this, the incidents resolution will be accelerated. And when it is accelerated, the time we take, with time we spend in trying to resolve incidents is going to reduce very much. That is, when the time of incidents time is reduced and we are no longer capturing much incidents, it means that we are improving in our ITSM unit. And to do that, we'll have analytics, leverage analytics, and reporting to identify recurring issues and improve service delivery process. So, key deliverables: customized and operational ITSM tool, comprehensive service catalog covering all beta market services, configure incident management workflow aligned with ITSM best practice, operational self-service portal for customers and staff. Like I said, this is very important because this is the gateway. This is where the customers, this is through which they reach us through this self-service portal. Training materials and session for IT and service team. So we need to create training materials. Some of the training materials that need to be created, we need to create a lot of how to do videos. That is the, if you are working in an environment, you need to create, or articles. Even if it's an article, it needs to be how to do this, how to do that. You need to create a lot of these materials, both video, that is, if you are talking about training material, this is what you are going to be producing for your staff or end users. Performance report and dashboard. So project constraint here is budget. Budget costs must remain within the allocated budget. Timeline. The timeline ITSM solution must be implemented within the timeline. So I've not captured all this. So resource availability, limited available resources during peak business period, assumptions, and within the assumptions, beta marketplace leadership will provide timely approval and feedback. All necessary data for service catalog creation will be available. We already have a service catalog, so that's not a problem. Stakeholders will actively participate in requirement gathering and training session. And the selected ITSM tools support integration with the existing system. That is assumption, what we assume that is going to be available to help us do this job. And the stakeholders here are the project sponsor. So the project sponsor here is normally the IT service manager. So this is supposed to be the stakeholders. So if you people are claiming to be the service managers, that means you guys are the project sponsors. Okay, the project manager is the project manager. Like now, the distinction between service manager and project manager, the project manager is working for this service manager. Both project manager and business analyst, all of them are working for this service manager to implement this solution. Once they finish implementation of this solution, they will all go, and the service manager and his team will start managing the ITSM on daily basis, resolving incidents and the rest of them. So I want you to understand the distinction here. The project managers do not work here forever. Business analysts do not work here forever. So the people that work here forever is permanently is ITSM service manager and service desk staffs, and IT team equally, like first line support, second line support, they are going to be here working with the service manager. So, and then end users are the employees and customers of Beta Marketplace. So I want you to understand this very well. So that is the composition of the stakeholders. I hope we get that. I hope we're getting that on the stakeholders. So we're getting the composition of the stakeholders.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that is it. Okay, project risk. Okay, we have some risk here, which is number one risk here is delay in obtaining stakeholder input or approval. So that is another risk, but we're not going to be struggling with that. Another risk is integrating the integration challenges with the existing system. You know, for ITSM to work very well, it needs to be like our platform, and there's always integration for it to work very well. And integration is not that, it's a very technical project. So another risk is resistance to change, where the employees are not ready or willing to adopt the new changes. These are some of the risks. As the project is going on, then the risk, but these are kind of risk, anticipated risk. So success criteria, if everything works the way we want, all services listed in the catalog are fully integrated in the ITSM tool. So if we can create all the catalogs in our product catalog, if we can replicate it in the ITSM solution and is working, is a big plus. Incident resolution, which I don't think it's going to be very difficult to create all the catalog and configure them within the time we have. But let's see how it's going to work. Incident resolution time are reduced by 30% within 3 months post-implementation. Like I told you, people, that ITSM is, you know, when you keep working, because what ITSM were there to support the services, the IT services. How do we support the IT services? Making sure that there is a smooth operation. How do we make sure that there is smooth operation? IT is a very complex and sensitive environment. There will always be problems, issues, and we are the people troubleshooting it. All these problems are incidents. So as we are troubleshooting them, and because so many times, so many companies, they get overwhelmed, the level of incidents they are having, you know, when their customers are not happy, when everybody is complaining, that is incidents. But if you have effective ITSM tool and they know what they are doing, they are going to contain all the incidents, all the trouble. They will be able to contain them and reduce them by 30%. So if you can reduce them by 30% after implementing this solution, is a big win for us. So another success is SMA adherence rate exceed 95% within the first 6 months. Like everything depends on service level agreement when people are compliance. So the incidents will always arise when there is lack of compliance on service level agreement. A service level agreement is what we agreed that this is the way we are going to run this company. This is the time we agreed we are going to be delivering the food. This is the time we agreed we are going to be delivering the groceries. This is the time we agreed that if you need a pick and drop delivery services, we come within so time after you contact us to pick your goods and deliver it to where you want. So when there is high compliance, then there is no problem. But when we agreed we are going to be picking food within 30 minutes, 2 hours, you've not picked the food, 3 hours, you've not delivered the food. Somebody is supposed to have the food for lunch by 1 o'clock. The food will be arriving by 5 o'clock when the person will be closing work. You see, that is confusion and it's going to bring bad reputation to the company. So if there is a service level adherence rate, which is exceeding 95%, that is wow, means a big plus for us. Then positive user feedback on ITSM system. In most cases, when you resolve incidents, the end users will give a feedback either by star rating. So when they are rating us 4-point-something% every or 5-star over 5-star is good. But when we are getting 1-star, 2-star, that it means they are not happy. So this is what we call success. Then what are the other things here? Project timeline. So initiation, planning, execution, and closure. We didn't fix the dates here. And approval. So here, approval and signature. So that is what this document is all about. So with this document, it means we can start operation, start our project. Our project can start accelerating. So, like I said, you have it already. It's there for you to sit down and digest it. And another one here is another document is a stakeholder analysis document using power and interest metric and communication plan. So the power and interest metric, I think some of us have been in, for some of you, I think all of us here are in our project management class. So we have power and interest metrics. The objective is to identify, categorize, and manage stakeholders based on their power and interest in the ITSM solution implementation for better marketplace. And we have stakeholder group, role, power, interest, category, and engagement strategy. So we have groups, executive leadership, IT operations team, customer support team, vendors through consultant, ITSM. These are the people we should be buying this solution from. Marketplace end users, regulatory bodies, project management team, finance department, marketing, and the communication team. So that is it, and we have it from here. You can see their level of power here. This high power, low power. So that is it. I'm not going to spend much time trying to explain stakeholder communication plan. We can equally capture this in Excel documents, but here is still okay. So that is it. Then communication, stakeholder communication plan. We have the groups and then information need, communication method, frequency of communication, and owner. So we've done this in stakeholder. This is so it does not require much explanation here. So for executive leadership, the information need is project, process, milestone, budget update. This can be done through email, project report meeting, monthly or as required. That is part of the weekly status report. And this project manager is responsible for making sure that this communication gets to the executive leadership. And then the other stakeholder group, you can see and you read it and understand it. So that is what we are going to do, so that we all of us be part of this project. It's a review. After reviewing and you find any place I make mistake, then you can let us know so we can make corrections. So that is another document here, is already stakeholder analysis document and communication action plan. Then here we have in our project management training, we used to have templates for this, but I want it to be as this thing as possible, as portable as possible. And then this is another big document here, which is incidents management process flow and gap analysis. So with this I've bypassed a regular requirement gathering. So the requirement is already there. So it's just to analyze the requirement. So what we do here is we capture the process flow. This is ASIS, incident management process flow without ITSM framework and solution, meaning that this is the current state of operation in a better marketplace, a situation where we manage incidents without any framework, without any solution, and it's a very difficult situation. So key characteristics here is a manual process with limited automation, lack of centralized tackling for incidents, no standardized escalation or prioritization mechanism, communication handled via email, phone call, and the ad hoc meeting platform like WhatsApp. So, and the flow here is this way. The first thing is incidents reporting. So this incidents is customer reports an issue via email, phone, or chat via our application or via WhatsApp. No standardized login system exists. Information is sorted in a disparate tool. Incidents login. Support staff manually log the incidents in a spreadsheet or email thread. Minimal details are captured, customer's name and issue summary. Incidents assignment. Incidents are manually assigned to available support staff. No automated prioritization or routing based on the type or severity of the issue. Incidents resolution. Assigned staff work on resolving the issue. Communication is ad hoc and there is no formal process for updates or collaboration. If the issue is unresolved, escalation is informal and may depend on personal network. Incidents closure. Support staff inform the customer of resolution via email or phone call. No normal customer feedback mechanism on incidents documentation for further reference. Reporting and monitoring. No structure reporting. Incidents are reviewed informally or only in response to recurring complaint. So you can see this is the way we are working, and this is cowboys, the way cowboys work. Nothing is in today's business, this kind of business, better marketplace is a high profile IT platform. So, and they shouldn't be working within this manual process at this point. So, what are we looking at to be? What we aim to achieve by implementing a very good ITSM framework with a good ITSM solution. So, number one is centralized ticketing system. Example, Hello ITSM for tracking incidents. Standardized workflow aligned with ITIL. 3, automated escalation and prioritization. And 4, real-time monitoring and reporting of incidents. And the process flow here, this process flow should equally be, but there's no time to model it with UML tool like draw.io or VCO or Lucid Chart, but we have it here, we captured it here already. So we'll do that if we have time, but that's not a big deal. It don't stop us from progressing. So the process flow here is incidents reporting. Customer reports incidents via standardized channel, self-service portal, mobile app, chatbot, email integration. So the system automatically log incidents with all relevant details, timestamps, customer information. 2, incidents logging. Incidents is automatically logged into the ITSM tool. Example, Hello ITSM with a unique identifier, that is unique ID. And categorization and prioritization rules are applied based on predefined criteria, which is service, impact, and urgency. That is how they are going to be logged in and prioritized. Then incidents assignment. The ITSM tool routes the incident to the appropriate support team. Example, grocery delivery team, food delivery team, or service. So, because if we come, what we do is that within the support unit, we have every dedicated support. Dedicated support personnel, maybe sub-unit within the ITSM unit. We have a sub-unit that will be managing all the incidents coming from the grocery. We have a sub-unit managing all the incidents from the food delivery. We have all the another sub-unit managing all the incidents coming from on-demand services, so that once incidents is logged in, automatically the system will route it to the appropriate support team. And that will help in accountability. So knowing that if there is issue within delivery, we know people to be held accountable. So then incidents under assignment, incidents owner, that is first line support, is assigned automatically based on availability and expertise. So once the incident comes in, the system will assign it to the available first line support within all these sub units. And then initial diagnosis, which is number 4. Initial diagnosis, the first line support perform initial troubleshooting using the knowledge-based. Knowledge-based is what I say, that knowledge-based is like frequent asked question. Is a feature within the ITSM where a lot of articles will be written on how to do this, on how to do that. So this knowledge base is going to help the support teams to troubleshoot. So if some of them do not, they are not going to know everything. They are human beings. So all we do is that we write articles that will help them to, for instance, if there is a delay in food delivery and customer make a log, and maybe we just have hired a support staff who do not know what the person need to go is go to the knowledge base, search for article for delay in food delivery. And once they read the article, they should be able to know what to do. It's either they send email or they contact or whatever. So the article will be there. That is what knowledge base is all about. It's going to be helping the first line support to be reading and be diagonizing and troubleshooting. If resolved, the ticket is updated and the customer is notified. So if the knowledge base is saying that contact the delivery person, automatically you read it and maybe you contact the delivery person and know what is going on. Maybe the delivery person will say, well, we have a hold up, and you contact immediately. You contact the customer and say the delivery person is having a hold up and you'll be there in short while. So this is how diagnosis work in this case. Then escalation. If the first line could not resolve the incident will be escalated to the next line support. So escalation, if required, unresolved issues are escalated to the second line support or specialized team. Escalation rule ensure timely handling based on service level agreement threshold. Automatic notification are sent to stakeholders in this case. Incident resolution. Support team resolve issue. Update the ticket with detailed resolution step and mark it as resolved. The system send automated updates to the customer during the resolution. The system is automated. Once the incident is resolved, automatically an automated message is triggered to the customer to tell them the incidents are resolved. And incident closure, the customer confirm resolution through a self-service portal or feedback survey. The ticket is officially closed and a resolution summary is archived for future references. So the system has the capacity to archive report. So if an incident is resolved through, so that resolution process is archived so that it will become a reference point or lesson learned, so that if such a thing happens, the service support, whichever line of support, either first, will look at how the incident is resolved and follow suit. So incidents closure, the customer confirm and send yes, will handle this, and then reporting. Reporting, real-time dashboard, track incidence metrics. So in the dashboard will show all the incidence metrics. Example, resolution time, SLA compliance. So that is what the monitoring will be like. Incidence trend are analyzed for continuous improvement. Okay. And then for modeling, we need to do it using a VCO or draw.io using swim lane. So this is how we are going to be in a swim lane diagram. We'll have a lane for customer, we'll have a lane for support staff, and we'll have a lane for escalation team. And step is this incidents reporting, incidents logging, assignment, resolution, and closure, and then reporting. And then the second line, the to-be swim lane is going to be customer ITSM 2. You can see that in number 1 is just customer support staff and escalation team. But in this one, it's now going to be customer ITSM 2, because now we have implemented ITSM 2. Then we'll have first line support and the system support, first line support, The system supports second line support as well, and then reporting dashboard. So, and it's going to be this way. These are the steps. Incidents capture. So that is customer reporting incidents, then incidents being logged automatically, and then incidents being assigned to the first line support automatically. Then the first line support conduct diagnosis to troubleshoot or resolve the incidents. If the first line support couldn't resolve the incidents were escalated to second line support. Hopefully, the second line support will conduct a resolution. And once resolved, then closure. And after closure, the report will be displayed in the dashboard and be monitored for continuous improvement. So that is the modeling. If we need to capture this in a diagram, this is how it's going to look like, but because of time, I didn't capture that. So the next is, now we've captured the current and assist process. Then the next is the gap. All this is how we have to make sure we convince the stakeholders that there is need for us to implement ITSM tool for the organization. Because anything you do, you must provide a reason why. A reason is not word of mouth. By documenting it step by step, what is going on. Like now we've documented what is the way it used to be and what we want it to be. And the gap, you equally need to show gap between the current and the future process. We identify that there is, we're making good use of the money or resources we are asking for. So under the gap analysis, this is the aspect. So we have the current process, which is the current state, and the future state, which is the to be, and the gap identified and action required. So under incidents logging, incidents are logged manually under the current process via phone call, email, or in-person reporting. Okay, under the future process, automated incidents logging through a centralized ITSM tool. So the gap here is lack of automation in incidents logging, and action required is implement and configure ITSM tool to automate incident logging with multiple reporting channels. So categorization and prioritization. Under the current process, there is no categorization or prioritization to handle on the first come, is handled on the first come, first serve basis. So there is no priority at this. But in an organized, sophisticated system, all incidents are not the same. They should be prioritized based on their impact and the urgency. Okay. In the future process, which is to be, categorization and prioritization is going to be based on ITIL practice, which is based on impact and urgency metrics. Okay, the gap here is no structured categorization or mechanism at this time. So to handle this, define and configure incidents categorization, prioritization, and escalation rule in the ITSM tool. And then incidents assignment, incidents resolution, and ticketing, escalation, and management, knowledge-based. These are all the areas we are captured where we have gaps. Knowledge-based, reporting and metrics, customer communication, SLA management, stakeholder collaboration, root cause analysis, and cost management. So this is the the document for gap analysis. So where we are comparing the current process and the future process and identifying gap and action required on aspects. We have almost 7 of these aspects. So that is what we've done, which is a bigger project, a bigger progress our towards our project. Um, this is what we call status report. What I'm just delivered here is what we call status report and review for the project team. So how do you guys have seen it? So you have the document, and I urge you, make sure you read or you review these documents, all of the document one by one, to make sure. Don't just rely on just what you did. Read it line by line to understand it. Is going to help you. And these documents are very important documents. So if you keep it as a within your library, is going to be very important for you to leverage and grow on this career path. So if you have any question, I'll be ready to capture your question. Like I said, tomorrow, let me go to here, and so this is what we've done. We've then done this one as well, and done this one as well. So and what will happen is I'll assign it to everybody because you guys still need to review the documents. And once today is Monday, by, let me just say Friday. I believe by Friday, all these documents should have been reviewed and everybody happy, then we'll close all these. So, and all these documents need to be uploaded here as well. So this document, we upload it here as the best practice. This is a scoop. And yes, it's here now. So this one too, stakeholder analysis document. So I'll assign it to all of us because we are working together and everybody needs to review it. Let me say Friday should be the due date, and they all, let's just say, medium priority and in progress and stakeholder analysis documents. Yeah. And so okay, this one I'll start working on this one. Should be ready as soon as possible. I will give you the same day, but it's in progress. But by tomorrow we'll review we are going to talk about the business case by tomorrow, if possible as well. The project charter. Or you guys review it. Even if everything is, I want you to review, make sure there's no mistakes. So in some areas, you can see in that some areas I have not imputed the date. You can put the date. That is part of the review. And, it's important, very important. Yeah. Okay. That is it. And that's where we are at the moment. Uh, so I think that's where we are. Hello.
Here.
Yeah. For Alex, yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation and training. It's nice. Well done, sir. I appreciate.
Okay.
So, the area I wanted to ask question under the process flow, you talked about escalation. That if the issue is unresolved, the escalation will be informal. So I'm looking at a scenario where there is a boredom in the system where maybe employees are not happy and the IT team, one or two team, maybe there's no much incentive and they are not happy about their job. If you now try to tell them by what, but I don't know the area you mean when you say in the informal. Is it by mouth you tell them about the issue and then it will be resolved? Because most cases when you do that, and if there are like there's a boredom in the system, they will not want to do it because they feel that okay, there's no write-up, formal write-up to show that okay, this is the issue and everybody know where to they belong. So in that scenario, how will you handle that situation, sir?
I'm still trying to understand what you are trying to explain. Please don't be offended. You can repeat.
Okay, what I mean is you stated here that if the issue is unresolved, if there are issues under the process flow, You mentioned that if the issues are unresolved.
Yes. If the first line within, if the first, are you talking about within the current process or within the future process?
The future process, where you did the assist process flow.
Assist.
Yes.
Assist
Under
is
the assist process flow,
which
you
is
mentioned escalation there. That if the issues are unresolved, the escalation will be informal. So that's why I'm asking that will it always work that way? Because
I'm telling you what is currently happening in our place.
Okay.
You know, that is the way it is. If customer, for instance, at this moment, if customer places order for food and the food is not delivered, the customer will call on phone and be telling us that the food is not delivered. So if we have any contact of any food, for instance, let's just say food tracker, when food tracker was, the person who placed order for food, the food wasn't delivered, the person will start calling the food tracker manager on phone, or the number in our website, they will call us on phone. And then we are then going to be pursuing the delivery person, trying to find out. So if we trying to find out the delivery person and couldn't get hold of the delivery person, we couldn't resolve this issue, there is no system where the escalation will trigger immediately. You know what it means? So the escalation will then be maybe the support person in a food truck using the line will start calling me or the NACA, who is the next line manager on phone, to say that one of our customers is complaining, they couldn't get their food. You know, that is the escalation process there. So it's based on network and contact. So we start calling the higher person in the organization to complain that this is what is going on. But if we are using automated system, once the time, because every incident has time, once the first line, if this first line support is supposed to resolve an incident within 1 hour, and after 1 hour, he not resolved the incidents will automatically trigger off, meaning that the incident will override him and trigger to the next line support or the next line manager who is in charge of automatically to know what is going on. You don't need to start calling anybody or start, no, that is what I mean.
Okay, I get the point, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, in the case of no more questions, we'll give it, I hope everybody takes time to understand the document sent to you. It's very important. Hopefully by tomorrow, we'll get the other documents ready so that we know that we are closing off the initial stage and getting ready for our next stage. So thank you and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.